All right, we got another Vintco vintage racer for you. It's a 1976 Husqvarna WR250. It's the cross-country model. It's very similar to the motocross one, but with some changes. And this is a really cool-looking bike, and this is all original. You know, it needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but our buddy Robert here just bought this bike in Arizona. And it's kind of a cool story. Can you tell us just a quick version of, you know, how you came across this thing and a little bit of how you bought this thing and kind of what you paid for it and all that?
Well, like most of us vintage guys, I spend way too much time on Marketplace looking for stuff I don't need or can't afford. So I ran across this one. I called on it. This lady answered. She's like, well, you're probably surprised to be talking to a woman. And I just figured her husband killed over and she was selling his stuff. But her name was Lori Matassa, and she was actually one of the early pioneers of motocross racing in Arizona. And she had this bike. She's in her late 60s now, but she had this bike because her and her brother raced Husqvarnas back in the 70s, and he was sick with cancer and whatever, so she bought this bike. It came out of California, just like it is. She did replace the fenders and stuff because the original ones are a little faded, but they still look great. It's got the original cables, original tires, original seat, tank, everything's it's untouched. So I couldn't pass it up. I'm a fan of old Huskies. You know, when I was a kid, that's what everybody was riding, you know, on any Sunday, and Malcolm and just all those guys. It was awesome. So when I got a chance to buy one, I bought it. I haven't ridden it. I don't even know if I want to ride it. I think I may just keep it sitting like this. But time will tell.
How much did you have into it?
I paid $4,100 for this motorcycle, just how it is. But to be honest with you, I'd like to kind of tell Lori's story as a pioneer in Arizona racing motorcycles. And so to me, it was almost like the story and the memorabilia she shared with me was worth the $4,100.
It was so rad. Some of those photos you showed us, and I have a photo here of the stock fenders and front number plate that were just a little bit translucent, but they're still unbelievably looking well. So this bike looks really clean. It's incredible that it's looking this well. You're going to have to start it up and send me a little video of it running at least, so you at least can start it up and see how it at least, you know, that it starts up and revs up, and then drain the gas if you're not going to ride it. Keep it in that dining room of yours.
Yeah, like I said, dirt bikes make way better furniture than furniture. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I mean, I'm mixed on whether I want to ride it or race it or just keep it like this. So I got enough projects going on. I think I'm just gonna let it sit like this. But I do know when she bought it, she told me she ran it up the street through the gears and everything worked, and then she drained it and let it sit.
That's awesome. So anyway, a really cool looking look at this WR250, the Husqvarna, 1976. Doesn't get much better than this. Really cool. Thanks, Robert.
Right on. Thanks, Jay.